Okay. I see you're finding a lot of success with Omen. Congrats on hitting Plat. Be careful swapping agents here. But you're looking fairly consistent. Pretty solid game. Been popping off, I see. Let's get into it.
Yo, let's have a good game, guys.
Positivity out the gate, that's good.
I'll just smoke off waterfall and
There we go. Probably do that a little sooner.
planting for mound. Watch out waterfall.
Nice. So, you were doing really good. This round so far has been really... You only messed up when you took this fight. So, if we go back a bit here. So right here, they know where you are. Because, let's see, you were shooting. They know you're here. They're gonna wide swing. They won't jiggle this because they're too close to, and it just feels bad to do that. So they'll wide swing. Now you should also be expecting there to be two, so you shouldn't be standing still. You need to be moving, like dead zoning. So just to take this fight, you need to dead zone here. So like where you moved right to the right, it was good to move. You felt like you needed to, so you just moved to the right, and then you just continue moving left and right. I don't expect you to expect another one hiding in the corner. But you should definitely expect one to be here on the left side. So I'm going to show you real quick on how you would want to have taken that fight. So right here, you kind of want to like jiggle for info. Maybe jump peek, because you don't want to be standing out in the open. But after you get one, you swing wide. And then you want to try and play for this. Kind of like, do something like that.
Raise
That would make this a lot better.
Watch out.
You probably would have been able to get both of them.
Nice. Alright, I'm buying up to a bulldog, so if any...
Yeah, I like that.
Nah, bro, you have to buy how it works.
Yeah, you don't want to save here. This you should have been very cautious about. Raze usually will always nade this.
Watch out, man.
And you give the wrong call out, but I do appreciate the attempt. I was actually just about to tell you should have calmed this.
Watch out ruins.
So you should be very careful, because they could be at your flank right now. In the lower ranks, they love to flank like almost constantly. So you need to be very careful.
One's flanking you.
But because this took so long, I would actually recommend... Oh, he smoked it for you. Even better. Break door, go B. Staying here is bad because you've already taken like way too much time. And now they just walk up. They could have walked up, could have flanked, could have done anything. They had way too much time, so they could take up all the control they needed.
Ah! Bro!
I mean, granted, they did this exact play last time, so you should keep an eye out on this. They won last round. They're gonna pretty much do the exact same play they did the last round. So, should be very careful. And just like, for Lotus, I wouldn't be so aggressive here. So like, as Omen, you're gonna want to wait until your team's out here, and then you can back them up. You're holding a little too close to the corner. You want to keep it a little wide, because if they peek that, they're not just gonna go up to the edge. So now, you want to smoke this and go see through door. Because like, your team has sight. Like, doing this is just so dangerous. You don't know where this guy was. You could have just gone C. Good kills, but realistically, like, this shouldn't have happened. Because like, higher elo, he doesn't miss. So like, right here, you should use that at the beginning. Just like, cover main, and then you rotate. That guy would have killed you. And you knew he was there, so you didn't need to try and fake the spike. I know your team's being a little toxic. I would try to request, but because they're toxic, they might not even buy you, so I can't really fault you on it. But in this situation, since they are being toxic, I'd bait them so you can pick up one of their guns. You waited it out, but you didn't hear the raise nade. So they're either playing back and waiting to use the ult, or they swap sides. So you see they swap sides. Honestly, going C here seems like it could be pretty good. Now that the op's here, you want to actually call it rotate. So after you hear the op, you don't want to push this. You want to put them at the biggest disadvantage. So you going either B or A here would be so much better. You could call it. Although you're not gonna want to be back here. You have spike. Like I know you guys have been getting flanked, but you have to worry about flank after you get the bomb down. Because doing this now, you're gonna be delayed getting the spike planted, and that's gonna put you at a disadvantage time-wise.
There's 2 waterfall.
Right here. You didn't need to peek this. Also another instance of where you should have dead zoned. So you see how you're standing still, and he has to take a few shots at you? You could have survived here. Now, what I would have done differently is, after you get the spike down here, you know they're here. After this, you step to the side a little bit, immediately throw your flash. They're nearsighted, so they can't hear you. I would jump down, because they're going to expect you to be on site, and they're going to expect you to swing off of your flash. So this stalls them, unless you reposition down below. So that way you can try and set up a cross with your Reyna here. Although, I don't really think that would work very well anyways, because this Sage Wall. The only thing that I could really suggest is just stalling for time. The Reyna's just in a really bad position, so you can't really help them. But the flash and jumping down to reposition would be pretty good. Because you can go mound, you don't have to fight them here. So now you step into 3. The Reyna's close because they're blind. But they're there. And then you got these 2, and then you end up standing still.
There's 2
So
waterfall.
just gotta keep this stuff in mind.
You have lost all trust.
You should mute these guys.
You're double opping? What? What? Yo, can I get a bite?
You can buy here, you don't have to. Like, you could have just bought a rifle. You had the money. You can't really decide that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that you knew that, but realistically, y'all should have rotated. So in higher elos, they'll be more likely to kill you guys here. This was a good flash. This saves your guys out here, because they can't peek them, because they're blind. So this saves these guys. This would be an optimal time for a rotate. Your team probably wouldn't have listened, but just for future reference. Good dodging flashes. But that would have been like the most optimal rotate. So I do like that you actually cleared that, but this was kind of a half-ass kind of check. So you didn't really check here as you walked in. So like, they could have been tucked here, you wouldn't have been able to get them. You're kind of just like waving around. That's why you had to like double back to get him.
Holy shit.
If he had that off out, you would have died. So like, show you how you need to go about doing that. That's my button. You just peek, peek, peek. Now, you'll notice going in on this side is a bit tricky, because you go this, and then in order to actually peek this, you end up exposed. So you have to come in here with 2 people. So someone has to go in. So like this guy, he goes in like this. Guy right side goes in like this. And also you want to be able to use your util. So like,
Blinding.
you know. And right now you're kind of floating. Immediately after planting, you know tree's clear, you should go back there. Whilst planting, think of where you want to be, where you can defend the defuse. You're still slightly floating, so like, you'll notice you're carrying your peaks, so you should do it in segments. This is considered a wide swing, and wide swings aren't that good. So like, you're doing this. What you want to do is, because if you do this, now you're exposed to so much, you need to take it one at a time, kind of thing. Because if you do this, there's not really any discipline in it. Yeah, and you didn't need to worry about a flank, because your 2 players are over here. Now the only thing I will say this, your smokes are too early. So your smokes are on cooldown now. By the time you get up here and actually get ready to go in, this one's gonna disappear. And then whilst planting, this one's most likely gonna get it gone. So it's like that disappeared. Now that disappeared. Now your back's exposed. So you only want to toss them when you're like here, about to go in. So instead of chasing him, you should have like gone. Oh, I went too far back. So like right here, you needed to go waterfall. Don't think about the kills. Like you won the round. You need to get out of there and save your gun.
Go, 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 go.
Like there's no way you're gonna catch up to this guy. So that was dangerous. So you didn't let your team know anything ahead of time. You just kind of sent it. You know, this you should be like, hey guys, rotate out. I'm gonna TP behind. Because as soon as you TP, they think you're rotating. They're gonna push out. So your team needs to be aware of your plan here. So right here, I wouldn't have done this. You're alone. Lurking is good enough. You should have stayed up top. Or if you wanted to get to site, you should have gone downstairs and regrouped with your team to get into site. Right now you're alone, untradeable, and you have to clear all these angles. So like, person here, 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 here. Someone could be in a one-off angle underneath the rope right here, or behind this box. So there's just so much for you to clear by yourself that this lurk's not very good. You don't really make that many mistakes that I'm seeing so far outside of the gunplay. I mean, they're big mistakes that will cause you to lose RR, and then the slight decision making, but I think you're doing a lot better than you did the one VOD you sent in previously. Now, also I do want to mention, you do default to doing that TP a lot. I would be careful doing it. Just if you just do it, the site has been taken every time you do it, which is good. Like the space is taken, you can TP, saves time, it's good. But if you happen to make it a habit of doing this and you do it before it's fully clear, then you could end up dying. Because you did it slightly early, and that could have caused you to die. Also, your crosshair placement's a little too low. But like a lot of the mistakes you're making can be fixed with just time. So just time in the game and you'll be good. You stood still there, so you need to be careful of that. So yeah, it's just, I'll probably stop repeating myself when it comes to the gunfights. It should be pretty obvious now that it's a pretty big problem. Now this I would have been very careful of. Like you haven't seen much of anything yet, so you don't know that he's not standing right here right now. So you need to be a little bit more focused, because you don't know. He could have been standing right there. He would have got you. Like walking up. And that wasn't a very good jump peak. You need to be careful with those. Like if you just jump like that, then it's not very good. Because he could have killed you. Ideally a jump peak, you want to perform it closer to the angle, so that way you can quickly pop out and pop back in. You can't jump peak from further away. So like jump peeking here doesn't work, because there's no cover for you to jump peek from, and they can still see you. It only works if it's here. Jump, clear, clear. You just double check, and then you can scale. You can't jump peek from over here. So what you want to do is you cut it, and you jiggle. But you'll get more of a feeling on how to peek if you put more hours in. Because you're getting into plat range now, so you're gonna start feeling the punishment from doing like these bad peaks. Once you hit like mid to high platinum, they'll take your head clear off. I would have thrown a flash. So you have util that you purchased instead of buying a gun. You should use it right here. Like you had your knife out, you should know that you should look at the minimap. So after you look at the minimap, you know he is here. You should flash. And after that, your team could clean him up pretty easy. But now your guy dies, Reyna gets full health, and now you have to fight multiple. You're putting yourself in a bad position. Luckily your Sage hit a cross up with you. Also, instead of looking at the floor, just press G, drop the gun, and you pick it up when you stand on it. It's a lot easier to do. Now I will be careful for this, or I would tell you to be careful for this. When you're down in numbers, realistically, you should be playing aggressive so that way you can even it out. So if I was this Omen, I got the plant down, y'all had to rotate from A. I would know you were at A because you just killed my team over there. I would be posted up out here by Mound. So you're still in lower Platinum and lower Elo, so they probably aren't thinking like that. But just so that you're aware, that's a pretty common play as you move up. So right here, you should be jump peeking this corner to get some info. You standing here, they could just walk up. You know they popped their ult, you know where they are. You wouldn't want to be peeking out because by the time that gets to you, they're gonna peek off of it. Good kill. You're cautious. Now you should be careful for the other one on site. Good work. So why don't you do this stuff all the time? I like it. Now if you use your flash, I'm gonna be so... You fucked up. Yeah, you smoked that. A good common place to sit after planting for site is tree. So you do not want to be TPing. What you should have done is you flash straight out and then check left side. Or even better, you step in this corner so you can shoot it kind of diagonally to get as much of this space as you can. So I would step closer towards like stairs, toss it like this, so it covers like this whole section here. That way you can kind of like run in left side and clear it. This site's a little rough just because there's so many angles, but yeah, you can't just TP blind onto site. But that was looking to be such a good round. Like all the decisions were so good up until that point. It's just the peak's a little lazy still. So just for future reference, you don't really want to swing out of this like this or like slow walk. They'll see you first. So like he sees you right now, but he's knife out. I think he's knife out anyway. That is like the reaction time of a grandma. Does he have his gun out? We've seen his elbow. Does it move? No, dude had his gun out. He was sleeping. So yeah, realistically you die right here. This is where you would have died because you're slow peeking. Half your body is exposed to this guy right now. You want to use your util to clear this. You know your guy died. Let me see, do you hear anything? I don't think so, but still, you just toss a Hail Mary flash out towards this area. After it's out here, you can kind of check left side, check right side, and then you'll be good to go. But you'll start to feel this. You'll slowly adapt after you start running into better players. Just takes time. So you know that an op is out there? You do not want to be taking this fight. Good work. That was completely unnecessary. Yeah, you don't TP here. You take site control. So he's an op. Long ranges are preferred for him. You peeking out of your smoke here is a preferred fight for him. What you want to do after you toss this smoke, flash site, take site control. Try and find the person. Just because of how they've been playing, they always seem to go tree. So you can kill them. After you kill them, you know the other one is also tree because they're outside. So you know that you can just wait for him. Now he has to walk into you, which is not favorable for him with the op. So you just need to keep this stuff in mind. That was a good game. You did really well considering like your last VOD. Literally, the only complaints that I have is just like some of the decisions you've made, but like all of them are just stuff that's gonna come with time. Because you've been facing numbskulls this entire time. You're slowly climbing up the bracket. It's gonna be better. So the mechs are the only thing that you need to worry about. Your gunfights are sloppy. The crosshair placement's a little low. It's only sloppy because you're just not moving. You're not moving. You're just like a super easy target. Because you're just not moving. Then your peaks are lazy. So like you do a lot of this. Where you kind of just like check it as you're swinging by. So like you check this like this. This is not good. Dedicate your peaks. But like when you're peeking something like this, you don't want to go straight into a peak anyways because right there, to here is pretty far. Here to here is pretty close, so you're gonna get seen first. Jump peek. Get the info. Swing. Or you get the jump peek, see there's two. Dedicate, dedicate. So the peaks will come with time, as well as your timings, game sense stuff. As long as you know that you have to do it, it'll eventually click where you need to do it at. So like, wide swing, die, you know that feels bad. Dedicate, die, you know that feels bad. Jump peek, you live. Dedicate, you get the kill. And say you get the kill there, then boom. That felt good, you'll remember it, and then you move on, and then you'll do it next time. And that's just time. Time played. If you want to expedite the process, deathmatch, it puts you in a shit ton of fights that you can do, and it'll get you to get a feel for those peaks a lot better. So practice like jump peeking and stuff. Everyone's going to be angry at you in DMs. That is completely fine. You can still do it. It'll help you get like so much better. And you also need to do the DMs anyways. So for you, 100% do like 4 DMs a day, because your gunfights end up being not so great, your crosshair placement's low. So that'll work out for you. Specifically DMs. Also something else, since you're going into wide peaks, just so you get punished for it more, probably tack on at least 2 TDMs. So if you do 2 TDMs as well as the 4 deathmatches, that'll get you super used to the maps, so your crosshair placement will be good. It'll get you used to taking lots of fights that are one-on-ones. The TDM will help you figure out how to isolate your angles with your peaks, so that way you're not getting punished. So you peek 3 guys, you'll learn how to cut the pie and take them one-on-one, rather than just peeking out wide and then getting 3 like people looking at you. Because in your rank, it's gonna not be so good. Like, because you won't get punished for it yet. So if you do TDMs where the matchmaking's loose, then you'll run into people that'll just out aim you, and boom, it'll force you to find the peaks that feel good. So yeah, 4 DMs, 2 TDMs, and then treat it like it's a comp match. That'll help you improve quite a bit. But really, just those baseline mechs are your only issue. You'll be able to soar through fucking Plat after you get that down if you can play like this. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, like if you can perform like this, but like it shows in your tracker that you have been doing at least pretty decent, then you will succeed pretty quickly. Like I feel like after you go through this and you train it a bit, give it maybe 3 weeks, you'll hit Plat 3. Just keep consistent with it. I feel like you could do that. Maybe 4 weeks, because 20% of your games are a guaranteed loss just for teammates. So just keep that in mind as well, and don't tilt. 20% of your losses, or yeah, 20% of your losses aren't your fault. But anyway, that'll be it for today. Thank you for the VOD. I'll go and pack up the notes, and y'all have a good rest of your night or your morning, depending on where you are.